Have you ever felt lonely, like you were searching for a friend who truly understood you, someone who was different? Today, we're diving into a story that sounds like it has been plucked straight from a fairy tale. But it's a story of a real and profound connection. What if your best friend wasn't a person or even an animal, but something truly extraordinary? Imagine a friendship so unique it defies gravity and common sense. This is the unbelievable story of a young boy and his most unusual companion, a cloud. Prepare to witness a bond unlike anything you've ever seen. Our story begins with Leo, a quiet, imaginative boy who often felt a little out of place. While other kids were running around playing soccer or tag, Leo's gaze was usually turned upwards, lost in the vast blue canvas of the sky. He wasn't just looking at the sky. He was reading it. To him, the clouds weren't just puffs of water vapor. They were dragons, castles, and giant floating ships. He saw stories where others saw only weather patterns. One particularly quiet afternoon, feeling more alone than usual, Leo was lying in a meadow, watching the clouds drift by. That's when he saw it. Among all the wispy, shapeless clouds, one was different. It was smaller, rounder, and it seemed to cling. While the other clouds were pushed along by the wind, this one hovered almost directly above him, as if it was watching him back. Leo, in a moment of childish whimsy, waved, and then something incredible happened. The little cloud seemed to jiggle, to bounce, almost like a friendly wave in return. Leo sat up, his heart thumping. He waved again, more enthusiastically this time. The cloud bobbed up and down. It wasn't his imagination. This little cloud was interacting with him. From that day forward, Leo named his new friend Nimbus. Their friendship blossomed in the most magical ways. Every day after school, Leo would race to the meadow, and Nimbus would be there waiting. It was a silent friendship, of course, but their communication was perfect. Leo would share his day, his dreams, his worries, and Nimbus would listen. When Leo was happy, Nimbus would seem to puff up, becoming bright and perfectly round. When Leo was sad, Nimbus would appear a little grayer, its edges drooping slightly, as if sharing his sorrow. It was a connection that went beyond words, a deep, empathetic bond. Together, they went on countless adventures, all within the bounds of Leo's backyard and the sky above. Leo would imagine they were soaring over vast oceans, and Nimbus would stretch out, mimicking the shape of a grand sailing ship. They'd pretend to be explorers discovering new lands, with Nimbus transforming into a map of uncharted territories. This little cloud fueled Leo's imagination like nothing else could. It was his confidant, his playmate, and his secret keeper. He never felt lonely anymore. With Nimbus, the world was a place of infinite possibility. But a friendship with a cloud comes with its own unique set of challenges. How do you keep a friend who is, by nature, fleeting and untethered? The first time Leo truly felt the fragility of their bond was during a storm. The sky turned dark, the winds howled, and Nimbus was tossed about violently. Leo watched from his window, his heart in his throat, feeling utterly helpless as his friend was pulled and stretched, nearly torn apart by the storm's fury. He called out its name, his voice swallowed by the wind. When the storm finally passed, the sky was empty. Nimbus was gone. The days that followed were filled with a hollow silence. The sky, once a source of joy and adventure, was now just a painful reminder of his loss. Leo felt that familiar loneliness creeping back in, heavier than ever before. He'd lost not just a friend, but a piece of his own magic. He'd scanned the sky for hours, hoping for a sign for that familiar round shape. But there was nothing. Was that it? Was a friendship with a cloud destined to be so temporary? He began to wonder if it had all been a dream, a figment of a lonely boy's overactive imagination. Just as he was about to give up hope, on a clear, sunny morning, he saw it. A tiny, familiar puff of white on the horizon. It was smaller, a little wispy, but it was unmistakably Nimbus. It slowly drifted closer, and as it hovered over the meadow, it bobbed up and down in that old, familiar way. Leo's heart soared. He ran out, laughing and crying at the same time. Nimbus had come back. It had survived the storm. This reunion taught Leo a powerful lesson. Their friendship wasn't about being together every single moment. It was about knowing that even after the darkest storms, they would find their way back to each other. This experience changed their dynamic. Leo understood that he couldn't control Nimbus. He couldn't keep it tethered to his backyard forever. He had to love it for what it was, a free spirit of the sky. He learned to appreciate their moments together even more, but he also learned to say goodbye. Sometimes Nimbus would drift away for days, carried on a current to see other parts of the world. Leo would imagine the amazing things his friend was seeing: towering mountains, sparkling oceans, bustling cities. And instead of sadness, he felt a sense of pride and shared adventure. Their story is a beautiful metaphor for all friendships. True connection isn't about possession or control. It's about letting the people or clouds we care about be free, and trusting that the bond you share is strong enough to withstand distance and storms. It's about celebrating their journey even when it takes them away from you for a while. Leo's friendship with Nimbus taught him the most profound form of love, one that is unconditional, patient, and liberating. It's a love that doesn't hold on too tightly, but instead gives you wings. As Leo grew older, he never lost his connection to the sky. He became a meteorologist, a man who dedicated his life to understanding the very elements that had brought him his first best friend. And sometimes, on a clear day, he'd look up from his complex charts and instruments and see a small, perfectly round cloud hovering just outside his window. He'd smile, and the cloud would give a little bounce, a silent greeting between old friends. Their bond formed in childhood imagination, had endured, proving that the most magical connections are the ones we open our hearts to, no matter how impossible they may seem. This incredible tale challenges everything we think we know about friendship. It reminds us that companionship can be found in the most unexpected places, and that the deepest connections don't always require words. It's a testament to the power of imagination and the magic that happens when you're willing to look up and see more than just a passing cloud. You might just find a friend. Thank you so much for joining me on this heartwarming journey today. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next unbelievable story. What's the most unique friendship you've ever had? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep looking up.